If you've got a 2020 Jeep Gladiator and are looking for some easier ways to get in and out of your vehicle, today on CJ Off-Road, we're going to be installing a brand new set of side steps onto our 2020 Overland. Now with our brand new Gladiator, we've got the factory plastic steps, which are nice for getting in and out, but honestly, they're pretty much an eyesore, and I'm not too happy that they're on here. One of the things we do here at CJ's is off-road and customize our vehicles, and it's something that's going to perform on the trails and help all of our passengers get in and out. Now we will be taking this thing out on video shoots to make sure our camera crew can get in and out. A side step is necessary. If you've got a Rubicon already, it's already higher in the air, and those rock rails are not going to help you get in and out at all. So these are a great option if you're looking to get a nice, comfortable step with a durable finish. Now the N-Fab textured tube steps feature a 3-inch tubing design with a one-piece welded construction. They are available in textured black, which is what we're going to install today to help accent some of the bumpers we will be installing later. You're not going to need many tools to get this done. Only 2 are necessary to get this entire install done. You can do this right in your garage or in your driveway, so I'm really excited to get this one started. This is a definite do-it-yourselfer. Let's get these ripped off and show you how to get all the side steps pulled off of your Jeep. Depending on what you have, it might be a little bit different, but the bolts are going to be primarily in the same location. Let's get started. Alright guys, so we've got the Jeep up in the air, and this is only because we want to show you what we're doing. We're going to get started on this front section here. There's a total of 8 bolts on the pinch seam and 4 that go up into the tub. The only 2 sockets you're going to need is going to be a 13 for this bolt that goes into the body. There are 4 of those in total. And then there's 10mm nuts right here. You're going to need a 10mm socket to get those off, and there's going to be 8 in total. So there's 4 of these posts which require 1 bolt on the tub to be removed and then 2 on the pinch seam. We're going to go ahead and use a gun and remove this 13 first. First, let's zip off the 13. We're actually going to reuse the factory bolt. N-Fab is nice enough to include new hardware if you don't have any side steps on a base sport model. However, since we do have the factory hardware on the tub bolt, that one that we just pulled out, we're going to reuse it. Now onto the 10mm nut, I'm just going to grab a ratchet here with a deep socket. These don't really take much to loosen up, and you won't be reusing these. So I'd suggest just threading them back on once we get the whole side step removed. Yeah, it only takes a couple turns, and they'll be free. And then you just pop them off. The stud on the back is actually part of the side steps. There's a stud that goes through here, so you don't need to put anything on there, a box wrench or anything. It's already pressed in, so you don't have to hold it. Go ahead and pull this one off too. We can pull this nut off as well and move on to the rest of them because this one is completely clear and good to go. Let's do the same on the other ones. Now to pull anything that you have on your Gladiator off, if it's a factory step, after you have all the hardware removed, all you need to do is pull it out towards the outside of the Jeep and try and do this evenly. And just drop it down. And I'm going to do this one-handed because Brendan is inside. And we'll just pull it off of the Jeep. So these things are super lightweight. There's really nothing to them. They're just plastic. So they are great if you're going to keep your Jeep stock and you want something to get in and out of. But here at CJ's, these things just aren't right for us. They're going to go in the special file that we call the trash can because we don't have plastic on any of our Jeeps here. Alright guys, so I grabbed Brendan's help because the N-Fab steps are definitely a lot heavier than the factory ones. And we're just going to go ahead and pick it up and kind of set them into place. Now like I said, we are going to use factory hardware. And the first thing that we're going to do is set it up into place and use the factory bolt that we pulled out from underneath and just get it started. So this one we're just going to snug up by hand here, and then what we're going to do before we get it tightened is actually start one of these flange nuts through the outside of the Jeep inwards, do that on the back and the front opening, and then we're going to put the nut on the back side and get that started. Hang on, Brendan. And what you'll want to do is actually get these tightened down first on the outside here. That way it's fully seated because this hole is slotted here, so you'll make sure that that's fully inwards and you're not fighting on this bolt to try and get these tightened. These will get tightened up with a 13mm socket as well as a 13mm box wrench. Get them nice and snug as they are going to be holding up the weight when you step in and out. You're going to use a 13mm socket and the same size box wrench to get these tightened up. And then after you get these tightened up, what we're going to do is do the exact same thing on the rear pinch seam bracket. Now on these N-Fabs, there's only 2 of these brackets. There's not one in the center, so there's one in the very front and one in the back. Since they're a steel construction, they have more strength just using 2 of them. Get those tightened up, and then we can go back and tighten down these 13 mils that go into the body. Now here's where you'll get them completely tightened up, and that's the purpose of this slot, to be able to adjust on the outside here to your Gladiator depending on how the pinch seam is. Now that these are all fully tightened down, this side is completely installed. We're going to go ahead and repeat the step on the other side, but that's your entire install. You can do these right on your garage floor and get them done. Well, as you can see, we finished up the install here. We got in and out of them, and these are super nice steps. I'd highly recommend them if you're looking for a durable step option that's going to help you and your passengers get in and out. Now here at CJ's, we're going to use this vehicle all over the place when we're filming, taking it off-road. So these are going to be vital for our crew getting in and out of these, giving them a nice, sturdy platform that I think is going to do great in the rain because of that dimple press in that footing platform. If you want to find these side steps as well as many other great options for your Gladiator or brand new Jeep Wrangler, be sure to stop by at cjponyparts.com. Hope you enjoyed that video. To stay up to date on our CJ Off-Road videos, make sure to subscribe up top here, and for any other installs, make sure to click the link right above.